What's up, everybody? We are so late. I apologize profusely. As you can see, she's not here yet. She's upstairs grabbing her phone. Our daughter was here, and she wasn't in a hurry to leave. And that's okay. That's okay. All you lovely people are already in the chat tonight. Let's go ahead and see who is here. Brenda Foley says, hello. Can't stay awake. I'll catch the replay tomorrow. We appreciate you very much, Brenda. Thank you so much. I thought this said good evening from the dork side. Dark side, dork side. It all works. I'm a dork. Shauna says, hey, so happy to finally make a live again. Well, I'm so glad to be live again. I'm so glad. I'm sorry that we missed last week, but we had other stuff coming up. We wanted to hang out with our girl. We took her to Target and had a good time. John Gugahan is here. He says, good evening, Dustin and Chandra, who's coming right here in the shadows.
I am in the shadows. I was just making sure my volume is up. Oh. Hi, guys. Sorry I am delayed. The daughter was here. We were chit-chatting.
Jackie is here. Ooh. Jackie and Charlie and I spent a good amount of time together on Saturday, and that was a lot of fun.
I just lost both slippers on the floor. I'm going to have cold feet.
You always have something cold.
Everything's always cold all the time.
Yep.
Anywho, how is everybody? What are you guys doing?
They're chatting with us.
Yeah, the cat has come. Well, come on, bud. I don't have a... Come on.
Why always late? Why are you so short? Oh, well, they're late. Even though I set it for 7:05.
I'm always late because I'm always busy. My work is never done.
Slowpoke is what she is.
That too.
Sharon is starting the treadmill. You were saying hello. Charlie says, tried on a medium-sized t-shirt the other day at Kohl's, but the limiting factor was my biceps were too big, constricting for it to work. You got them guns.
Right? That's a good thing, right?
Yes. L Strange is here. Hello, hello. Just in time for me. Just got home from grabbing the teenager from school. All right.
Been there, done that.
Don't have to do it anymore. Well, we get to pick up the tiny one from school. And she gets mad because she doesn't want to come home from school.
Yeah. I imagine we'll get to a point where we're getting her to and from high school at some point. Far down the road. Far down the road.
It'll feel like 10 minutes.
True. What is it?
That background reminds her of something. You noticed the new background?
Oh, no. Cool.
It's moving, and then I added this, and I added the live thing.
You want them to be confused.
Oh, I can make it worse. I have a different one on here that's even worse.
Is it? Oh, that's bad.
I told you. You don't believe me when I talk.
I try not to believe you in general.
Shauna's like, Chandra.
Hi. So, are you ready to talk about things?
All right, let's get through some of these other comments here. L Strange is a member. Thank you very much
for becoming a member. Thor says thank you. He's the one right here.
She says no. Hypnotizing. We love the new shirts. I'm actually working on some new ones, some new shirts.
He's been brainstorming, coming up with ideas.
It's like a brain drizzle.
Well, it's like a slow coffee drip.
Charlie says he got his new large bacon seed shirts today, and they fit his biceps just fine.
Perfect. Show off them guns. It's almost warm out.
So I guess yesterday sometime while we were not doing anything, there was a channel that was live. They've got like 100,000 subscribers. And I guess somebody was some bot or whatever was impersonating our channel. So like it had the yellow Keto Simple and it said Keto Simple. And they said something that really upset the host of the show. Like the show's kind of like a conspiracy show, I guess.
I don't know.
Like
Yeah,
anti-government conspiracy show. I'm not really sure
We've never watched it,
never
seen
seen
it,
it
don't know
before.
anything about any of the people on it. Nothing.
And last night she got an email on her eBay talking about this, and I hadn't checked my Twitter or anything like that. We were just hanging out, watching TV and such.
And I was like, I don't know what this is. It basically said, you know, it's hard to get a hold of you through YouTube.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, I need to know more about the situation. This person, we only live you know, an hour away or something. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. A. B, are you saying you're only like an hour away from me? I don't know what we're talking about. I'm not dealing with this. So I blocked the person, but my eBay store is not even linked in his profile.
As far as I have to go through and look at everything, but I mean, there's like 600 videos. I'm sure I've linked it in some videos before. We've talked about it in videos.
It's not like linked on the channel. So they would have
I don't think so.
Go through to find it and, you know, to send me this message. So
it didn't make any sense. And then I got on Twitter today and somebody sent me a screenshot of this live stream where they're looking at my channel. And I still didn't realize what was going on. I'm like, why are they talking about my channel? And I went in and I kind of looked and zoomed in and saw the timestamp of when they were looking at. So I went back a few minutes before that, and a message popped up, and it was supposedly from me,
yeah,
or this channel, and it was like, blah blah blah, you're gonna go to jail. Like, I have no idea who this is. It wasn't me, obviously. There was about a year ago when Jackie was doing regular lives, and I was in her live, and there was somebody posting as me and posting as somebody else in the chat that wasn't me. They were asking all kinds of weird questions, and I was like sending her messages, hey, that's not me. And so she made us like mods, and we were able to block those or whatever. But that was easy because I was in the chat seeing these chats come up that obviously weren't me, but they were coming from me, which is pretty meta, right?
But so this is my thing. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be known. I don't want my reputation to be discolored because somebody can make a cloned account of whatever and say whatever they want, and then other people can come after me and find me. So I would like to have my other channel completely removed, the eBay channel completely removed from YouTube. And I would like to no longer be on YouTube at all. I have lived this long in my life without anybody knowing who I am, and I've been happy that way. And I don't like this because if you can find who I am on eBay, you can, I'm sure, Google anything about me, find out all this stuff about me. And I
guess the link is on the link tree.
I don't take kindly to somebody interfering with my business, my income, my life. And it took a lot to get me on here. And I think it's going to take very little to get me to go completely away.
I don't like this. I think it's a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't think it's warranted. So there's still more discussion I think needs to be had. And I know she doesn't agree with that right now because she's still upset with everything going on.
Because somebody is messing with my livelihood.
I understand, but it's one, you know what I mean? And then we got to see. I'm going to go, I think it's on our link tree. I'm going to go in here and make sure.
It's one out of how many? That's the thing.
But we don't know. That's the thing about being on the internet. All of us are on the internet all the time, every day, all the time.
But I don't share anything. Like even my Facebook, everything on my Facebook is private. You have to be a friend or a friend of a friend to see anything. I'm not.
I'm trying to find out here. Where's the?
I just dislike this greatly. I really, really, really don't. We're buzzing, they say.
We're buzzing?
We're buzzing.
Oh.
Sorry, I was playing with my cord. That could be part of it. And I kind of felt this way when we first started the channel. Is the buzzing improved? Okay.
It stopped. Yeah, might be the phone too close. I'm trying to find it on here. I don't see it, but I'll keep looking here.
But like I didn't really want to be on the internet like this in the first place. I've had my eBay store for 20 years. I've never had an issue over 20 years. Never had an issue with that. Used my home address for the majority of that time and didn't have anything to there. Go up. I saw it right there. Go up, 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 up. Right there.
Oh, the eBay. Okay,
Yeah. Get rid of that.
I thought that was my eBay. Hold on.
Anyway, but I've done this for so long and had no, nothing bad come of it. And now we're on the internet. I'm on here with you for what? A year?
A few years.
I've only been on here with you
No,
not that long.
it's been more than that. It's been longer than you think.
Well,
it's been at least 2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. And in 2.5 years, somebody is coming to find me. I'm good. I don't want to do this. And I know that you want me to continue, but I don't want to. I don't want that.
It was the phone causing that. But yeah, like I said, there's probably still more conversations and such because I think it's one of those things. She gets upset easily about this type of stuff. I'm a little more understanding, I guess, and we are relatively private people, regardless of being on the internet or not. So I mean, I think it's unfortunate that this type of thing can happen because especially when something like this, like when it was with Jackie, it wasn't an issue because obviously we were able to figure it out and there was no harm, no foul or whatever. But then when you're dealing with a live stream like it happened yesterday, there's people who are in support of those, that channel that get upset at something that they perceive that we did that we didn't do. And there's no really necessarily an easy way for them to see that it wasn't me. I mean, they could block it and then they'll see that it wasn't, like it was just a random channel, but they're not going to dig that deep, especially if they're upset or whatever. And I didn't even watch the whole clip of them, talking about us or whatever. But I mean, I got like I said, a screenshot sent to me on Twitter. And the person who sent it to me was like, I don't know who they are, but they were like, yeah, we figured it wasn't really you.
Yeah, I get it. I know this is how technology goes. I know there are bad actors everywhere.
And I don't even think necessarily it's a bad actor. I think necessarily it's just like I don't think they're cloning us necessarily on purpose. I think it's just just an easy, like they just grab stuff. They just grab it and go. I don't think that has anything to do with it, And Jackie says, she says, I'm sorry this is happening. I really hope that you stick around for the lives. I understand pulling your personal channel, or at least hiding it for now. And I can go in and I can, privatize her channel and all that stuff for right now.
It frustrates me, I am a very private person. I don't share much of my life with many people. And, I don't want to be known in general. I've kind of made made an exception because Dustin wanted me to be on this with him. But it really
I guess we'll get a paper bag and we'll go with that the way we were talking about it. Just put a lipstick on it and cut the holes out for your eyes.
Anyway, blur me out like I'm in witness protection or something.
Get you a deep voice, deeper than mine, though. My name is
Yeah. But like I'm a private person. I don't share that much with most people. I know several people in our chats and everything have tried to friend me on Facebook and I don't. And it isn't that I don't value you as people. It's that that's my private space. And I don't share with many people. I don't have a ton of friends on there. Only the people on there are people that I know and have met in person. And who I actually have ongoing relationships with. So it's a lot for me to even be on here. And then for things like that to go further, it just really pushes my boundaries and makes me not okay and not comfortable.
It is frustrating for me because we put so much work into this channel and us growing a community, being involved in the community and all this, and then for something that has nothing to do with us to derail that for no real reason is so frustrating to me because it did take a long time. This channel is 4 years old. I was doing it for about a year solid, really. It was like a year solid after one video came out and we didn't really do anything with it. Then I was doing it for a year on my own. So it's been almost a little over 2 years that she finally stepped in and started doing reviews with us and really helped grow the channel and kind of grow the personality. It actually opened me up and made me more comfortable on camera having her next to me. And it made the channel itself more fun and sustainable because she was here with me. And regardless if she does it with me or not, I will continue. But I will be very not thrilled with the fact that something like that is what caused it to not happen. Because it's very frustrating for me. And also I understand too that it's not something that is even really preventable. It's just part of the internet. And that irritates me because you would think that as big as YouTube is, they would have more safety measures in place.
More control.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, it wasn't like a threat or anything toward me, but it was just, why did you feel it was necessary to reach out to me through my business? So, because eBay, whether or not you're a small time seller or whatnot, it's a business. It's your business. Why would somebody even go through that effort to reach out to me? And then to say, what they said was just very
cryptic to us because we had no idea what it was about.
Weird. And why are you contacting me?
Right.
I don't know what this is in regards to. And then when we found out what it was with in regards to, it
still made no sense.
Still doesn't make any sense. Why would you reach out to me? I am not even the channel. The channel has the beard. I don't.
Well, to John's asking, so I guess the people that reached out to her on eBay are not fans of the live stream, but they still watch, I guess. And because they think he's a quack or a kook or whatever the case is.
They wanted more information about the comment that was put up under our name.
Right.
Under the Keto Simple tag.
Yes, which we have no idea.
And they said something to the effect of, because we're about 10 miles away. And I don't know if they intended to mean they were 10 miles away from the personality or they are 10 miles away from us. I don't know. It just was very odd and cryptic, and I didn't ask for that. I don't know why they would contact
that's why we're trying to cover our tracks. But it's still the internet, and the internet's going to internet. So
yeah,
that's a definite frustration. And it's double frustrating for me because one, it puts her through this, and it puts what I've been building at jeopardy, what she's been building in jeopardy.
It makes me want to go back into my hidey hole and shut down all my things and get away from everything again.
This is my thought right here. Don't give them the satisfaction of changing your channel. We love you.
I know.
Oh, what's in the fridge, babe? What's in the fridge?
Pickled eggs.
All right, what are you excited to try?
I don't want to. I don't want to. I may cry. I don't want to. I appreciate the fact that they were sent. Thank you. I don't want to.
That's why she wants to get away from the channel.
That must be it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I get that sentiment, but at the same time, again, eBay is my livelihood. eBay is how we afford to live. My income, my job does pay the bills, but eBay does all of the extra things. It's been that way.
I think Shauna's agreeing to take you on as a spouse. She wouldn't make you try pickled eggs.
Oh, see, we love Shauna.
Hush, Shauna.
Yeah. But I just, it makes me very uncomfortable, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like that someone can get to me so quickly and easily. And I understand how the internet works, and I am not a fool. I know you can Google me and probably find out, my underwear size. I get it. I know. at the same time, nobody has put forth that effort up until now. So now I
Because
have concern.
when she started and decided that she was going to go ahead and be on the videos with me, because she decided she was going to do content with me but not show her face.
Yeah.
And then she finally decided to show her face. But one of the things that she said to me before she started was, if anybody makes fun of my weight or how I look, I'm out. And I'm like, and I gave her the thing was like, you get up till 10,000 subscribers. Because after that point, the YouTube just becomes kind of a very it just kind of goes downhill from 10,000 subscribers. Because
It's also part of why I don't read any of our comments at all. I don't.
Yeah. I do show her select comments from time to time.
I don't read them because I don't need negativity in my life. I have enough.
It impacts her very much more than it impacts
negativity
me.
on my own that I don't need help from other people. So that was one of our things. Like as soon as somebody comes after me, I'm out.
Because there was a comment the other day on on the chocolate element video we did.
Yeah.
And they're like, I waited all this time and still so slow, and we're watching at 2x speed, and it still took forever. And I was like, well, we appreciate you. I just don't care. I mean, yeah, I'm here for I'm here for community. I'm here for positivity. And if somebody leaves negative comments, then that's just on you. I mean, I do have blocked words and such, so comments won't come up if they meet the criteria that I've set. Because I don't need that stuff. I don't need that. This channel is not to discuss things in those elements. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is a positive place for us. This is a positive place for all of you.
Yeah. And we do, we love you guys. We have a good time with you every Tuesday. And we,
John says the product reviews will not be the same.
I don't really want to try the pickled eggs. I just don't. I really don't.
But they're quail eggs.
That does not make it better.
Dan Quail eggs.
Does not make it better. I was alive when Dan Quayle was in office. Does not make it better.
Jahil says, you're both stunning, and whoever messes with you will have to mess with me and Timmy and I. Get him, Timmy.
Get him, Timmy. Go through the imaginary internet and get him.
Keyboard bullies drive giant trucks. I want a giant truck. I want a Cybertruck. It's huge.
Well,
Made of stainless steel. Yeah. Made of stainless steel. Huge. Big.
I don't know. I still have to think about it, but it really makes me want to just crawl back into my hidey hole and not deal with everybody.
I mean, really, you're only on anymore once a week anyway.
Yeah.
We haven't. So the thing is, there just hasn't been a lot of stuff to review.
Well, and there hasn't been a lot of time.
There's that too. We've got the little girl most of the time, so even us putting an hour aside to record a whole bunch of videos of taste testing stuff. I mean, there may be something up there that I haven't even edited that I just forgot about, because I'll put them in there and get them all in their selected folders, and then start editing stuff, and then I'll just forget.
Well,
So there may be videos out there, or they just, by the time I get around to editing them, they may not be relevant anymore.
Well, that happens.
You're
not always relevant.
I know. But
anyway.
I am going to work behind the scenes to make sure that she stays with me and does this, because without her, it's really not the same.
So what you're saying is you're just not as cool as me?
It's very true. Because you are cold all the time. You are much cooler than me.
I'm literally freezing right now. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure the blood in my feet has congealed.
She does have a nice warm toasty blankie upstairs.
Oh, it's the best. The best. The best blankie, the best warm blankie I've ever.
Jackie says, bright side, if you aren't buying products to review, it saves money.
That's true.
I mean, so we still we'll buy stuff to review and then eat it.
And he still spends a lot of money. There's no stopping that.
I do not. I have been doing so much better. Hush.
Okay.
I've been working on it. I am working on it to be the best person, be the best me I can be.
I appreciate you working on it.
And I don't want you to stab me. Anyway. Sherry on a low carb journey is here. I got to meet her on Saturday. Her and her son were hanging out with us. And I thought he was like 20 something. He was 17.
Oh,
he has a huge beard. Huge beard.
That's kind of cool.
For a 17-year-old. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, so, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I'm just a kid. I'm like, oh.
That happens though. Well, ours always looked young to me.
Yeah.
Until the middle one. When he started to look older, he started to look older fast. You know,
That's the thing. Like most kids these days look like children to me. And then when I met him, I was like, oh, I thought he was like 24, 25, 17.
Like, well,
Because I was asking him, you doing this? Or you just here to support your mom and all this, that, and the other? And yeah. Jahil says, I did a video on my own about Gillette's shaving gel, and it got a few thousand views quickly in a lot of rage. I was like, screw this crap, and took it down. Some internet people were unhinged. What was about Gillette? What was it? What happened? Why were they mad about Gillette? I know there was something about Gillette a few years ago, but every company does something to get people mad at them.
They all do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But like some people on the internet are just insane. And I don't want to invite that into my home.
It's true. But I think we do, and we have been very fortunate without having a lot of the drama, the hate, and all that stuff, because we do keep it very low key, very positive. And I don't even respond. I respond to people with positivity, like, thank you, we appreciate you, and all that stuff. So,
yeah.
I mean,
it's good that he replies, because I am not so nice.
We would have our channel canceled if you were replying to people.
I would be like, so how does it spell again with an F?
Mm-hmm. And Charlie says kids these days look younger and younger. And I was excited to tell Charlie that when the girl came downstairs yesterday, she was excited to tell me that next year she wants to make a leprechaun trap.
Yes. We are going to make leprechaun traps next year.
For the most part, the keto channels are low drama, at least compared to others. Yeah, I mean, there's kind of like intermingled drama between the channels sometimes.
We stay out of that.
Yeah, mess. I stay out of that because that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I lead a very much drama-free life as much as possible.
As much as we can.
Yeah.
Like most drama for us is like our kids like hit potholes that are outlined in orange.
Yeah, we have a lot of tire repairs.
Yeah.
A lot of cars getting towed.
Totaled cars, car accidents, but not drama. We don't really have drama. Often. Not people fighting and being mean to each other.
Like our little family squabbledy things are very minor, very easy to get through. Not that there couldn't be bigger things, but we don't have bigger things at the moment. Knock on wood.
Like most of the drama we have is health drama or car drama. There's no like interpersonal, like Brandon trying to get blood clot himself to death. Yeah.
That boy.
Yeah.
I cannot. Can.
So, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, we live a very low key, like realistically, like us, like she goes to work, comes home, she goes and does Goodwill stuff. I hang out with the munchkin. We take her to and from school. We might take her to McDonald's. I mean, we live a very low key life. Like in the last week, we've watched
more TV than we've watched in a year.
Yeah. Like we watched what was that, Extraordinary on Hulu? Yep. And we watched a bunch of stuff on Apple TV Plus.
Kind of caught up on things that we had said we were going to watch and never got to, kind of thing. But like we just are very, even between you and me, there's not any drama really. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest drama about me being upset about this weird internet-y thingy.
Yeah.
Like that's our biggest drama that we've had in, I don't even know how long. Well, that and money.
Shauna says that she likes booting out drama makers. Yes. And Sharon says there are a number of Facebook groups I will not post in any longer due to drama and personal evil. Yeah, I don't deal with that stuff. There's like,
I so rarely post anything on Facebook anyway. It's very much like very minor. What I post is like, I'm having a good day. Here's a picture.
I'm not sure how to take this, but Chandra says my hole won't stop bleeding.
No, not Chandra says. Jackie says.
Chandra, my hole won't stop bleeding.
She went and did blood today. So
did she message you about it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just hold compression.
Steal my friends, huh?
Yes. Did you have compression on it? If you hold compression, it should stop. theoretically, it should be done in 15 minutes or less. 5 minutes should be fine. If it's still bleeding after holding compression for 5 minutes, hold it for longer. If it's bleeding and it's not like an ooze, if it's stronger than an ooze, then you might have some other issues and I might have you call me.
But what's the secret of the ooze?
But
Ninja.
compression.
Ninja.
Try 5 minutes. Just hold it good and tight. I wouldn't wrap anything around it. Just hold compression, nice and hard compression, 5 minutes. Check it after 5, still bleeding, hold compression again. Check it after 5, still bleeding, hold compression again. It may ooze for a while. That's pretty normal.
He said, I just said the Gillette scent was so strong that it lingered on me for ages. I got a headache, and that's all it took. I use shampoo to shave my head, so I don't even mess with
people be cray.
Yeah.
That's
said, yeah, that would do me in. We had someone shampoo the carpet here with Fabuloso. I had to leave for the night.
Aw. We need to shampoo the carpet up in the girls' room. Mm-hmm. It still has an odor from when the dog was there.
And Ken says, not Mr. Pattinson, but Ken says, hello to you all. Dustin, thank you for that bear hug on Saturday.
Chandra, doesn't he give the best hugs?
Try so hard. Chandra says, or he says, Chandra, try to hang in there. You both are great together. It won't be the same without you. I'm not letting her go anywhere. She can whine and complain. I will follow her with the camera.
It will not go well for you.
Yeah, you haven't done anything to me yet.
Yet.
It's a big yet.
You still sleep with one eye open.
Sleep with one eye open. Gripping the pillow tight. Can't talk, compressing.
Yes. Compression. 5 minutes, check. 5 minutes, check.
I think you might have sealed the deal.
You'll send fudge monthly. I don't need any of that. I appreciate it. It really makes me uncomfortable, that someone can find me so easy, Like I said.
I mean, I had that on my link tree just because people go when they buy stuff from you.
Yeah. 20 years on eBay using my personal address for a large, like 19 of those years. And nobody's messed with me. Nobody's bothered to try to find me. Nobody's cared. 2 years on YouTube. Hey, I found you. Why are you finding me? Don't find me. I don't want to be found.
She's right here.
Nobody likes you.
I know.
Yeah, it's very
just said you can commentary behind the camera, worst case.
Yeah. I think he's got to take all of everything attached to me at all.
That is not even going to be possible. I took everything off you with Linktree. That's gone. I just
and then just get the other channel gone.
I'm going to beat you up.
Get it gone.
Mm-mm.
I'm so thankful that you love that teapot. I thought it was adorable, and I'm so happy it has a happy home.
We were even talking about that last night. We were like this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
We were talking about all
Willy Wonka and all the versions thereof.
No.
Well,
it started with Willy Wonka, then turned to Alice in Wonderland, and we were like talking because I'm familiar with there was a TV miniseries that came out in the 80s. I remember watching that.
Alice?
Yeah.
Was that the Through the Looking Glass?
Maybe.
With a Jabberwocky?
Maybe. I don't know. This was it was Alice in Wonderland, and she goes in, and it's it was long.
Yeah, we started on Willy Wonka and talking about all the variations of that. And then we migrated to Alice in Wonderland. And I initially had been told at some point in time that it's Lewis Carroll was a mathematician who wrote a series of riddles and poems for his younger sister. But I actually Googled and did some reading on it. And it turns out that during the time that he was alive, it was popular for men who were single of a certain age to befriend other adults and be essentially an uncle to their kids. It all seemed very creepy, but and so he wrote the story, and somebody who he was an uncle to was the namesake Alice. But depending on which side, like, so there were articles written after the fact, like years and years, hundreds of years after the fact, and talking about his relationship and children and weirdness and whatnot. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do
Charlie
that.
with a $20.
Look,
Big old
for your White Castles.
yes. I could gladly pay you Tuesday for a crave case of White Castle sliders without buns video sometime in the future.
You've been wanting to do that so much. But anyway, if you read the articles, some of them would say that this was, creepy. But others would say, like, this was how it was in that time. You're talking in the 1850s. Like, this was the time. This was how it was. And he was a photographer, and he photographed over 3,000 photos, and photography was still very early at that time. And of that, 30 of his photographs were of children, and some of them would be creepy by our standards today. But at the time, it said it was very common for children to be photographed in a specific manner, depicting them as children and the picture of innocence. So 30 out of 3,000 makes me think he's more just a man of the times, and he was probably gay. But that was a no-no then. That was not okay at the time. So I don't know. I didn't live at that point, but I would say he probably wouldn't be allowed around my kids. But we don't live then. We live now. And we have no creepy uncles. And we're not going to adopt any. Not right now. It's not our thing.
I mean, your brother's a creepy uncle.
No, my brother's just an odd man in general. He's not a creepy uncle. He's just a weirdo. He's just a computer geek.
But anyway, thank you, Charlie, so very much.
Thank you, Charlie. Sorry for the digression into Lewis Carroll's life. But now you know.
She said she sent this.
And he actually was a mathematician and a math professor. So I did think that was very interesting.
Yeah, I don't think this is the one that I saw when I was a kid.
Which one is that one?
This is the one she's got on DVD. Welcome to a Whole New Wonderland.
Is that Minnie Driver?
No, it's Catherine Corsone. Tim Curry is in it.
Tim Curry's in it.
And Kathy Bates.
We need to see that.
Yeah, I need to see if I can find that.
I like Kathy Bates and Tim Curry. I bet that's good.
No, that's 2009. Okay.
No, there was one that was Through the Looking Glass that I thought was the TV miniseries.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
That came out when we were.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously the Disney version, which is very
silly,
psychedelic.
Yeah, psychedelic and silly and fun.
Are you? There's another version too out there, but I'm not talking about that one today.
We're not talking about.
Nope. Don't even.
We're not talking about eggplants. Through the Looking. Oops, that's not how you spell that.
We don't even have a DVD player. She's like, I can mail it to you, just mail it back. And I was like, we don't even have a DVD player.
Yeah, is that not weird?
We don't have any, like, nothing in our cars. We don't have CD players in our cars. I'm sure we could probably find it. Let me see if I can find it on streaming.
In 1985, there was an Alice in Wonderland TV miniseries. No, excuse me. I think that's the one that I saw that I thought was terrifying. You can rent or buy it on Amazon. Yes, that is the one I remember. It was actually scary to me when I was a kid. 1985. And it's just Alice in Wonderland. Says it's TV PG.
I guess this one's one season. It's not available anywhere right now, which is weird.
This one.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I remember.
Yeah, I thought it was terrifying back in the day.
Yeah.
But anyway, so.
Our computers don't even have DVD drives in them.
No, I don't think mine does.
Because all of our computers are like relatively new. They're like post-pandemic computers. Like we don't. I mean, we have.
I got my new one. I thought either in the middle of the.
It was in the middle of it. Yeah.
2020. Everybody wants to remember that, don't they? Thor, what do you want? bud. You know what we need to
Tim
do?
Curry is my vocal hottie. I could listen to him talk all day.
Tim Curry is just an amazing actor in every sense of the word. The only movie I didn't like him in was It. And the only reason I didn't like him in that is because I watched It when it first came out and hit TV. And I was still a child at the time, and it scared the poop out of me.
Yeah, we could probably get like an external DVD drive or whatever for like $30, but
Yeah.
I was just we just don't use it
Enough to make it.
Yeah, I
worth
mean,
it. Yeah.
like I said, our cars don't have DVD drives or CD drives in them.
Yeah.
Nothing in the house. Like all the kids have taken all their game systems.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything.
You know what I was thinking?
You
Is
were
that
thinking?
we could have Thor play me, and we could have him sit next to you, and I could talk, and it would just be him sitting there instead.
Probably.
You guys would see the cat. I bet you would love that. Everybody loves cats.
Everyone loves cats.
They do love cats.
So I'm going to say we've been watching, we watched a show on Apple TV Plus called Shrinking.
That was really good. It's very emotional.
I was like, you laugh and cry, cry, laugh, cry, laugh, 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 cry.
Well, he does.
I'm a big softie.
I laughed. I was solemn. I only teared up once.
But it's Jason Segel. If you're familiar with How I Met Your Mother, he was in that.
Yeah, and the one movie.
And
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
And
the
Muppet movies.
The newer Muppet movie.
Yeah.
He actually was integral in getting that off the ground. And then it's got Harrison Ford as a therapist.
Oh, I love Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is one of those he's just like the best. Like he could be your dad. He's just the best. I just like him so much. He's very distinguished.
Oh, the buzzing is back.
It's got to be the cord.
Yeah. I just bought these new mics.
Well,
I need to go and I want to buy, there's some wireless mics I want to get.
Apparently
like
these new
$100.
mics suck.
They're like $100.
Did it get better?
They're newer. Let us know if the buzzing comes back. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we watched that. We watched what was the one?
That got it.
The
then there's
superpower one. What was
The
that called?
Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. It's about apparently a world where everybody has superpowers.
And you get them when you turn 18
and
around.
this girl's like in her mid-20s and she doesn't have them yet. And they're Irish.
She's Irish.
Yeah.
Or something. Irish or
I think they're
Scottish or one of the two.
Yeah.
Diddly potatoes. Anyway.
We're terrible people because we don't know.
But they live in England, like London.
Right. And
they were talking about living near Milton Keynes or whatever. All's well in Milton
So
Keynes.
anyway, they are like it's her struggle and dealing with her life, and she's kind of scattered. Kind of like a lot
She's talking about the one I was talking about, the 70s XXX one. I've seen that one. Just saying. I weirdly enough had a friend of mine in elementary school tell me about it. He described a scene to me when we were like in the 3rd grade.
Nobody needs to know
I can't help
how
it.
Twisted your life was. Anyway, but the Extraordinary was cute. She's kind of a scattered person and she's trying to figure out why she doesn't have her
Thank you,
powers.
Sherry, so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thanks for coming in. Sorry, we're kind of rambly tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It was so good to meet you too.
What else have we been watching? Loot
with Maya Rudolph. And
That's interesting.
She was married to like a tech billionaire, and they got divorced, and she got like $87 billion from him. And then over the course of the season, it went from 87 to 120 billion. And she's like doing philanthropy work, trying to do all this, that, and the other, but like doing it in a weird rich person way, where she's like trying to fly the people at her foundation all over the world. And like a private plane. It's not even a jet, it's a full plane.
It's interesting because you don't realize how out of touch like billionaires are. I mean, they are, but like this is very,
And they kind of outline some of it.
It definitely highlights the wow. and they don't realize what normal is.
So what didn't you like about it? It's just you tried Resident Alien. It's a very quirky sense of humor.
I thought it was funny.
It is funny. I mean, it matches our sense of humor. So I was just curious what about it? I mean, it is kind of the first few episodes are a little more.
It takes a little while to get into it all the way. Humans are stupid. I don't know. It's definitely a you have to have a taste for it, I think. We're odd people. We like odd humor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. That's one of the ones I think that would highlight our humor. That and Big Mouth. Bad and weird. That's our
could
sense
have
of
been
humor.
her having other stuff to watch too.
Oh.
That's the thing is like we'll start stuff and watch an episode 2 and never ever go back to it. Or I will make like things that look like they'll be interesting to me and I'll put them in like a list and then like the list gets so long that we don't remember. I'm like, why is this here? And I'm like, I guess I must have put it here.
And we never watch what's on the list anyway.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know, lists of things that we may get to some point.
And there was a show we watched 2 episodes last night about a lady who was doing what was a reporter, newspaper columnist or whatever.
Oh,
and she ended up having to go to London and then her marriage didn't work out. So she ends up back in California. And now she's writing obituaries. And every obituary she writes, that person after they're dead comes to talk to her.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
It's very...
I'm impatient for one to come out for the next season. I'm impatient from... What is this now? I'm impatient for From to come out with the next season.
Did the bleeding stop? I think it's been 5 minutes.
We'll just have to...
I don't know what From is.
We'll have to...
She must have meant to say something else.
Recommend amputation.
Probably not.
The doctor is in.
He's so dorky.
It's a good movie, Hellraiser.
My feet are so cold.
Well, put your slippers back
they
on.
They fell on the floor, and I got the legs on the chair up. And I'm going to complain instead. I'm better at that.
Mm-hmm. We have watched Ghostbusters. I watched it twice this week. We watched it today with the girl.
Yeah. And she was watching the Percy Jackson show first thing this morning. So Disney Plus has a new Percy Jackson series.
Yeah.
And I've seen the movies when my kids were younger. But they I didn't think it was that scary, but she was kind of really scared of it. So I think it's definitely too old for her. Yeah. It's more for like preteens, and she's 5.
But she thinks she's grown.
She does think she's grown.
Let's see. Charlie says he's excited about X-Men 97 being released. That was one of the greatest cartoon series from his 90s childhood. I remember watching that. I don't remember much about it. I remember watching it, but I don't remember as much as I do like He-Man, Transformers, Thundercats. But we've gone and watched a bunch of Thundercats because I was showing the girl one day. I was like, this is what I liked when I was a kid. And then she was like all about it, wouldn't watch anything else.
Yeah, it's really weird. It doesn't hold up well. I do remember watching X-Men because that was my brother's favorite, and I like it too.
I am looking forward to that to come out. I want to see what it's about, but I know there's a lot of controversy with it. She said it still hasn't sealed, but still blood when I put gauze on it.
Like a trickle or like a spray?
Like cold trickle? Days of Thunder?
From. She says From is right.
Yeah, so
there's a show called From. Okay.
It's probably your phone making the thing buzz.
Might be. Could be the cat purring. I don't even know.
He's right here. You can't see him, but he's right here. Being a Doofenshmirtz.
He's being a good cat, like cats do.
He's purring very loud. Down to a pinprick. That's what she says.
Oh, then it should be fine.
Looks scurry.
City in the middle of the United States that imprisons everyone who enters. Residents struggle to maintain a sense of normality and seek a way out. And they also have to survive. Hang on. Whoop. The threats of the surrounding forest. Oh, so it's kind of creepy.
Okay, so she says she sent a screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a horror show. That's why. That makes
We like
all
silly,
sense.
goofy comedies.
Yeah, I'm more of a comedy person. Scary things really scare me. I get
Good to know, Sharon. Thank you.
easily scared. And I know that like it's silly and ridiculous. That's why like Halloween is my favorite time of year, but I like cheesy, campy Halloween, not scary Halloween.
I like the old school horror movies, like the 80s and like Halloween.
Right, but they're predictable.
Yeah.
And they're safe, scary. I like that kind.
Even jump scares in like cartoons get her.
Oh, yes. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
The jump scare from Ice Age scared the crud out of me. Or when they turned around and saw Bruce in Finding Nemo.
Name's Bruce.
Scared the crap out of me. And I know I'm an adult. That shouldn't scare me. Those are cartoon sharks.
She said, Sharon, maybe I should bring my DVD of Alice with me to KPL. We can have a viewing. I don't think they put. You may be able to get them from the front.
Probably borrow one. Yeah.
I don't know for sure.
Well, I know like some hotels even will have video game systems and stuff you can rent from them.
Yeah.
I have to run to the restroom real quick.
I wish they had a pool inside and we could all like go like hang out in like a hot tub and have a hot tub party.
And now I will put my slippers on since I'm getting up, and my cold feet won't walk across the cold floor.
This is me. I look like Shander now.
You're Shander now.
With my big scowl, like.
Nobody likes you.
Let's see. What do we got here? Jackie says she doesn't like scary either. That's a good storyline that drew her in. Shauna doesn't like jump scares. Jaheel says, watch Girls 5 Eva. We'll have to look that up and see what's going on with that. Sharon says she has an extra DVD player that they'll bring with her to KPL. Sweet. Yeah, like just for us, like funny comedy stuff or stuff that's like inadvertently going to make me cry. But not like intentionally, not like shows like This Is Us, where it's like that's the entire point of the show. You know what I mean? Or stuff that like our daughter likes to watch where everybody has cancer. Like it's like only one person doesn't have cancer in those shows. Yeah. And I'm not, and Shauna says she doesn't like being scared. My childhood was scary. I pass now. Like for me, like I like comedy stuff, but I do like some suspenseful stuff. Like I like action comedies. I always like things with like.
Well, we watch Stranger Things.
Jason Statham movies are good.
We watched Stranger Things, and I watched half of it like this.
Like the first season, she was like, "I don't like this. I don't like this. There's kids in it."
I don't like any scary stuff with kids. I really don't. It really bothers me. I never finished watching The Sixth Sense. I got through the first part of it where the guy gets up and walks away from the table. Done.
That was actually not a bad movie. I saw it in theaters.
Done. Won't watch it. Don't need to. I'm good.
Shauna says, "Oops, This Is Us" was depressing. It just looked. I mean, it was just like it was designed to be that way. Just as she stopped after season 2 of Stranger Things. Stranger Things, we watched like crazy.
We watched it all the way through, but I did. I had my eyes covered for half the time. And I was like, tell me when it's over. Tell me when it's done being scary. Tell me when this is done. Because I am chicken and I know it. I can't help it.
I like action movies, like old action movies, like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. I don't know. I just like tonight we're talking about Ghostbusters, the first one. And next Monday, we are going on date night.
That's true. To watch the new Ghostbusters.
Yes. Now, there has been a thing. Cindy has asked us maybe to start, not asked us to necessarily like asked, but she said that maybe because we used to do date nights on Tuesday nights, to move these to Wednesday nights. So maybe we may alternate. We'll discuss that, how things are moving forward. Because I mean, if she's not going to be on it, I'm probably not going to do a Tuesday night live.
Yeah.
So that'll put that kind of thing like in. It's going to drive me bananas. But we'll talk about it. We'll continue to discuss it.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go.
Mm-hmm. Are you prepared for the silent treatment?
You couldn't be silent treatment in me if you tried. You tell me everything. But he literally tells me everything. Everything.
Tell her about my dreams in the morning.
Yep. Tells me about his bowel habits. I hear everything. Literal everything.
That's what you're here for me to tell you everything, the good, the bad, the funny.
So, okay, back to TMI. I know you guys love this.
Well, that's what they're saying that they're, where was it? It was up here somewhere. It was like, where are we going to have, where was it?
So anyway, back to TMI while
you
he's
keep
looking
talking, I'll
for
find that, yeah.
So we were talking about like being with other people, essentially. Not like that's an option. It's not a thing. But he was like,
more hypothetical.
Hypothetically. He was like, because I told him, like, if you ever do anything, if you ever cheat or whatever, there's two ways you can go about it. The first way is, you know where the door is and you're welcome to leave at any time. You are not held here as hostage.
I would certainly miss the medical jargon chats.
Yes. So he's definitely not a hostage here. He's welcome to leave it whenever he chooses. Then the other option was, if you choose to see somebody else, just don't tell me about it. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. Keep it to yourself. Do a really good job of hiding it, because if I find out later, I'll be real upset. And he was like, well, that really took the wind out of my sails. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, because you're the person I would want to tell about it.
Everything I do, I tell her about.
Like, if I, whatever, it didn't matter what it was. If I, whatever, I want to tell you about it. And I was like, well, that's just never going to happen.
Well, even like in the beginning of a relationship, I would go do stuff. Like whether I would like go do this, that, or the other, go out of town, go to another state, fly somewhere, go visit friends, go do whatever. And I'd come home and basically dump everything. She was like, you don't have to tell me everything. I trust you. I was like, that has nothing to do with it. It's me telling you everything. Because, well, like one of the biggest things that she got upset at me about, like when we first started dating in 2012, I went to Las Vegas. And I had a friend of mine pick me up. And because she lives out there, and she picked me up, we hung out, went to breakfast. And then we went to my room, dropped stuff off, and then we went to breakfast and all that stuff. And then, like, I didn't talk to her very much, but, like, as soon as that breakfast ended, I went and played cards. Well, actually, I went to a shower and then played cards because it was, like, a 4-hour flight. But I took a shower. But then when I started playing cards, I played cards 12 hours a day for the bulk of the time I was in Las Vegas, because I had friends meeting me there, and they were doing a book thing. They had a I think they still do, a publishing company for horror books, like horror novels, and they're doing charity work, like horror for good. Horror, you know,
yes,
scary. And that's how I met like William F. Nolan and all kinds of stuff. But anyway, and I was like, I did some stuff with them and like went to dinner with them once or twice. Went to a party of their book party stuff once. But then if it wasn't for that and I wasn't sleeping, I was literally playing. I was at the poker table enough where the lady who ran the poker room was like, why haven't you been using a player's card and you're going to be getting free meals from this? You're here 12 hours a day. And I'm like, oh, I was just wanted to play cards. And she was so mad. You haven't been calling me or texting me. And I'm like, I'm not calling or texting anybody. I'm playing cards.
Well, just because he does literally dump everything. Yeah. So when I don't hear from him, he's either dead or something else is happening.
Oh, this is for real. This is for real. This is one reason I don't want to go to Wednesdays, because you'll lose the see you next Tuesday. I know.
That's my favorite.
Jahil says, I think you should go live 23 hours a day. It's me, Timmy. I took Papa's phone. I'm a naughty child.
Oh,
my goodness.
Oh, Timmy.
Oh,
think
Timmy,
we've got-
silly boy. That's called a reality show.
I think we've got some psychological things we need to talk through.
We
Jahil.
talked about this at work. Some people said if their partner cheats and doesn't tell them for ages, they might forgive them. That they tell them right away, it's over. I'm just like, I'm out either way.
I think there are things that could be worked through if necessary. We've talked about this a lot of times. I'm not going to
My
fight.
background's making me not my nausea worse, slowly gonna bleed out. All right, hold on. Let me see.
You're
what I
not slowly dying. I promise you're not going to bleed out. Unless they hit an artery, but you would know that because it would be spurting. It wouldn't just
Is that
be trickling.
better? Is that better, Jackie?
Anyway, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to argue with somebody else, another woman or anything for Dustin. I love him. I will be here. I can love him here. I can love him from far away. And we are both adults in this relationship. So if there ever comes a point where we're at a crossroads, at a point where something else is more tempting or whatever it is, or things aren't going right between the two of us, we're adults and there should be no reason why we can't talk and address the problems at hand. And there may be a point where, maybe we do fall out of love, but love is waning and waxing, and that happens. And you should be able to work through that if you give enough of a crap about your partner. But tell me what it says.
It says, "Hi, Auntie. It's me, Timmy again. Yes, I want to watch them all day long because I'm their biggest fan. The hours for potty breaks and showers."
Oh Lord. Anyway, but yeah, if you are an adult in an adult relationship, there should be no reason why you can't address the problems that you have at hand. My eyeballs are old too. I thought I was going to have a stroke looking at it. There's just too much. Yeah.
I worked hard downloading that and installing it into this and making it look cool.
I know you did, babe, but people don't like it.
I don't care.
Anyway, there is a difference between emotional and physical cheating, but I think, again, as adults, you should be able to address problems in a relationship, and everybody is going to have them. Things are going to happen. There's going to be a time when your partner would rather kill you than sleep with you. That's normal. That happens. And you need to be able to talk through it, have communication skills, be able to discuss what's on your mind without the fear that the other person is either going to just up and leave, or that whatever you say is going to be, dismissed or laughed at, whatever. Adult relationships should be able to manage with conversation and communication. Again, I am not a couples therapist.
Thank you, Julie. She says, "Hi, guys. I'm still at work. I'm glad you guys are live today. Missed you guys last week. We weren't here last week.
Yeah.
We went to Target and to Five Below.
And spent money we didn't have buying things for the terror.
Who wanted things.
Who needed nothing.
Yeah.
She needed nothing. But
I do like it. It's just late, and I've been working on editing designs all day, and I broke the drill press today. Eyes tired.
Ooh, sorry about that. I hope it's an easy fix.
Our shrugs. Shrugs really annoy me now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like we talked about it, and for me, I was in a long-term relationship with my ex-husband, and I did have to deal with, finding out years down the road that I had been cheated on. And it really makes you distrusting of people in general, and it really is painful, and it makes you feel like you're a fool, that how did everybody else know this and I didn't?
Welcome, Mark. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for coming, Mark. Sorry, we're talking about random things tonight. But open communication is the best way to have a relationship, to be able to have a relationship that maintains. So we literally talk about everything. If he has a fart that hurts his butthole, he's going to tell me. We talk about everything. I can't think of anything that's been even borderline relevant that I haven't told you about. Yeah, most of the things I talk about are not relevant.
She said, "Oh man, I thought my nausea was PMS related, but it's gotten better since you changed the background."
See, I told him the background was a bit much. Bit much. It's okay.
I'll have to find a new one.
But yeah, and you know, I don't know how to change relationships that get to the point where there isn't communication, but I'm telling you that communication is the best way to keep an adult relationship adult.
Yeah. That, I mean, I think one thing that's been weird in the last couple of years is like over a year, we've spent like 5 days a week together, like all day, every day.
And that neither of us have died.
It's true.
That's amazing.
We do sleep a lot more now.
We do get naps.
Yeah.
Oh, last week, wasn't it? We took an evening nap and you commented on.
Oh yeah, it was like we went to sleep at like 5 or something like that. Weird. We just like laid down.
I was just tired and my blanket was toasty and warm, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down.
And I just went and laid down next to her, and then we woke up in time to comment on Autumn's live.
That's what it was.
And they were like, "What do you mean? That's no."
That's not a thing. Adults don't take naps. Yeah, we do. And they're amazing.
Mark says he wants to know how to get started on keto. Well, you've come to the right place.
You have. We can actually start rambling about the things that this channel is supposed to be about.
Yeah. So realistically, discussing kind of like what would be a good way to start. Now, again, to preface that we are not doctors, nurses, or healthcare professionals.
No.
Not medical advice. But I think starting is way easier now than what I would have told someone years ago. Realistically, focus on meat, eggs, healthy fats like butter, tallow, lard, coconut oil, avocado oil.
And it's kind of a good idea to assess what you're doing now and how far away you are from the goal of keto. If you're eating a lot of junk food and stuff like that, it may be really hard to stop all that right away in one swift motion.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I just forgot how to breathe. But for some people, it's easier to just cut everything out cold turkey and start keto. And for others, a gradual progression is better. We initially went low carb, which, by the way, is not low carb, first.
Yeah. But we just didn't know what low carb was at the time. It was like 2016. Early 2016, we started doing low carb, which was probably like 200 carbs a day, 150 grams of carbs a day.
Maybe more.
Which was ridiculous. But just really realistically keeping it simple, just meat, eggs. I mean, if it's not beef, pork, chicken, eggs, bacon, sausage, try to be as clean as you can. Right. But you don't have to go butcher box clean. You can go... Right. You can get burger from Walmart in the tubes. What's on sale works. Right. If you are okay, like we don't eat a lot of pork because it doesn't digest well for us, but we like beef, we like chicken, we like bacon. I know that's pork, but it's like a processed pork. It gives her a little bit of heartburn. But eggs, we go through a lot of eggs. We buy like 10 dozen eggs at a time. They're cheap. They're nutrient dense. We use a lot of real butter. We get it from Costco. I mean, realistically, vegetables like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, but we don't eat that all the time. I mean, realistically, if you can just eat those very few things and understand yourself, because you have to maintain and be honest with yourself, because if you are starting this and you are going into it hardcore and you're not ready, you're just going to fail. So my thing is consistency. Don't really worry about the scale. Don't worry about calories, especially in the very beginning. Eat as much as you need to eat of those core things: meat, eggs, broccoli, cauliflower, whatever you need, cheese, whatever. If you're not lactose intolerant, even if you need diet soda, that type of stuff, just try to do as much as you can like that. But don't be hungry, because if you're hungry,
then you're going to eat crap.
And try to get everything out of the house that you can. Now, not everybody lives in a situation where they can completely gut the house of anything and everything bad, because people live with others. And those others aren't really ready necessarily to go and do it with you. I was lucky. She did it with me. We started together.
Yeah.
The kids were not happy because they did it too.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice.
But
they didn't buy the groceries.
So, And I wouldn't even recommend I wouldn't worry about fasting. I wouldn't worry about fasting at all in the beginning. I wouldn't worry about anything other than
trying to stick to the core: meat, eggs, cheese, good fats.
Yes. Don't be hungry.
Green vegetables if you need them, if you like them, but
Yeah.
meat, eggs, cheese, good fats.
Yeah. And I would say don't worry about fasting in the beginning. Don't worry about anything. Just focus on consistency with those foods. Don't try to add anything too complicated into it. Fasting will kind of come on its own. That's the kind of thing that I noticed for me. I just kind of slowly, it just fell into place for me over time. Now, like I said, because if you are full of pepperoni and you're full of boiled eggs or scrambled eggs or bacon or lunch meat, if you're full of those things, it's harder to reach for cookies, candies, Snicker bars, Oreos, whatever. So that's where my advice always goes, because if I were to do it all over again, that's what I would have done.
Start with the easy stuff.
Yeah.
Meat, eggs, cheese, good fats.
Yeah. If you're into broccoli, you know.
Yeah. If you like broccoli and cauliflower, you can throw those in too. And it depends on what type of person you are. So you really need to do a self-eval, right? Are you the type of person who needs to track everything? Because if you are, then you might want to get one of the tracking apps and track what you're taking into your body. At this point, we kind of know what we're taking in carb-wise, but it's really easy to take in a lot more carbs than you're expecting with a simple meal, because you weren't paying
add
attention.
Extra heavy cream if you're not paying attention.
Right. I like the sugar-free whipped cream. I can go ham on that sucker and not realize I've downed 30 grams of carbs in 5 minutes. So if you like to track and you need to track, then track and pay attention. And the biggest thing I would say, other than the meat, eggs, cheese, and good fats, is to make sure you're reading your labels, because a lot of things will say keto, or this is pork rinds. How bad can this be? Read the package, because a lot of those things have sugar, and they have a higher sugar content and hidden sugars than you are going to realize. And we didn't really even get knowing all of that stuff for a good amount of time, even after being keto.
There's a learning curve with it. There's a lot more information, a lot more sustainability information now than there was when we started. And that's one reason why we do what we do here, because sharing our experiences, sharing all the mistakes that we made and what we would do differently if we were starting over from scratch now. So, and that's amazing. He says he lost 11 kilograms, or 22 pounds.
Right.
22 pounds on a low carb diet is amazing. That's a wonderful start. I started over 400 pounds. And just me having the ability to control my food intake, keep my hunger at bay, is one of the things. Whether I lose another pound or not has no bearing on whether or not I'm going to continue doing or living this lifestyle.
Right.
Because of that food control, the satiety issues that I've been able to get under control, the mental clarity, just
less aches and pains,
less meds, all that. That's why we stay. And that's why we do this, what we do, the channel, the videos, the lives, sitting here talking with everybody, because they're all awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why we do what we do. And, for you to come in here and ask us questions, that's what we're here for. Yeah. And I said, basically, Keto Simple is, how can you make it as simple for you as you possibly can? Right. When I was starting out, I realized quickly that tracking for me was not going to work. Yeah. Tracking for me was going to be a derail thing for me. I wasn't going to, if I was literally tracking everything, I was going to give up. And then like meal prep, that's kind of where the fasting came in, because I didn't really meal prep. I would just throw lunch meat, string cheese, boiled eggs, and such into a Ziploc and go to work. Mm-hmm. Take my coffee, go to work. I mean, I was drinking in the beginning, I was doing the coffee with the fat in it.
The
bulletproof coffee, because that was the biggest thing that you could do then. And I was having 165 grams of fat in my coffee every morning. That's 1,100 calories.
Yeah.
And I lost weight doing it.
Yeah. And
it helped my satiety like you wouldn't believe.
If you've done well on a low carb diet, the goal of keto is to shoot for 20 grams of carbs or less in a day in
Total
24
carbs, yeah.
hours. And they do preach total carbs, and some people do net carbs, and that is a personal choice.
And what works for you.
Right. And keep in mind that what works for you may not work for everybody else.
Mhm.
Don't let the keto police tell you you're doing it wrong. It's up to you and how you feel and how your body works. There are some things that are keto that other people can eat that I can't, because I need to take a nap afterwards. And I know that if my body's telling me I need to take a nap after I ate it, that it's triggering a postprandial hypoglycemia insulin response.
Yeah.
So that tells me that it spiked my glucose, and now my glucose is crashing. So if I have to take a nap after I ate it, it's not a food I can have.
And we see a lot of people with like products like Chalk Zero chocolates. Some people have ridiculous like insulin and sugar responses. Some people have none.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're just gonna have to. It's
everybody's different.
Sharon said it right. N equals 1. What works for me, we're different.
Right. Yeah. Dustin has lost a significant amount of weight doing keto, and I literally have not lost any weight. I have not lost any weight, but I feel better. I have better mental clarity. I have less joint pain than I've had before. I don't take really any meds except intermittent ibuprofen from time to time for chronic bursitis that I've had. But he makes all of my meals, so I know what I'm eating is keto. I don't stray. I don't need to.
And we don't necessarily work out. And I lost a bulk of my weight without ever going to the gym or anything like that. And I had a sit-down job.
Yeah.
So
I refuse to go to the gym.
So I think that's a definite personal choice. Some people have to. I think depending on where you are in your journey, it may not be beneficial to work out. It may be harder on your body at first.
Well, it's one of those, you've got to kind of decide what works for you. And sometimes things work better in steps and sequences. So like if you've been doing low carb and now you want to go to keto, then maybe do that first, and then maybe add in gym after a month. The one other thing we didn't discuss is if you're starting keto, be aware of the ketogenic flu.
Yeah, so make sure you're incorporating
electrolytes.
So it doesn't matter really what brand. There's a lot of brands. There's Salty is new to the market. They are a subsidiary of Keto Chow. Now we are an affiliate with them, and you can find links to try them out in our comments down below and the links below. There's other brands as well. There used to be Perfect Keto, but I'm not sure what they're up to right now. But for sure, there is
What's
Element.
The one I take to work?
Element, and then she likes
Liquid IV.
The sugar-free Liquid IV.
They sell that at Costco, by the way, in a big pack.
Yeah.
Sugar-free.
Yeah, she likes that one because
it's tolerable taste-wise.
Yeah, it's
Everything else I don't really like.
It's a very neutral and not overly salty, but it does have like 400 milligrams less sodium than the other.
Yeah, it's not the best electrolyte, but for me, the taste is tolerable. So obviously, again, N equals 1. You are your own experiment, so you need to figure out what works best for you, and know that you're going to fail sometimes, and that's okay.
And to me, that's where consistency over perfection is going to come into play, because none of us are perfect. We're all humans. And if you can look at it like, okay, in 30 days, say, as an example, 3 meals a day, 30 days, that's 90 meals. And if you miss or stray twice,
that's really not that big a deal.
That's 88 meals.
You did pretty good.
Good, and 2 meals not great. That's even better than a B. That's still an A.
Is it?
Well, I don't know.
It was 90.
Well, 88 out of 90.
90 and above. So,
Well, there's only 90 meals is what I was saying. So 88 out of 90.
Well,
so, yeah, it doesn't matter. She's a nerd. We don't like nerds. But that's just the thing, is like finding what works best for you. So like understanding me has helped me be successful.
88 out of 90 is a 97%. You would still get an A.
Oh, in this class. These days, I think you get an A at 80%.
Not in any college course I ever took.
Anyway.
But yeah, it's very much tailor it to yourself and how you feel. there are going to be a lot of foods that you might try that say they're keto, that they really impact
Keto
you.
breads, keto tortillas,
Yeah.
all the things, anything that's packaged at the store
that has the words keto on it.
Now, I would say in the
Question.
very beginning, those can be transition foods. So things like if you are struggling, those are better than necessarily like trying to go out and buy all the ingredients to make
it yourself.
like if you like, you know, buying keto bread in the beginning may be something that is a transition food for you instead of trying to do something like make carnivore bread or egg white bread where there's a lot of work involved.
And the product that the outcome may not be what you want.
Right.
Well, and like, you know, let's say your family has Taco Tuesday every Tuesday. Well, okay, so if you need to get a low carb tortilla to participate in Taco Tuesday and it helps you stay at 99% on track, that's fine. Get yourself a package of low carb tortillas and then pay attention to your body and go, okay, I had one of those and I'm okay. And now I'll eat a plate with just the fillings. So I'm not really going ham and overboard.
Right. So I mean, realistically, this whole journey is a
personal experience.
And it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I mean, this is a long-term kind of transformation, a long-term lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's really just finding where you need to be and then just kind of like go.
Yeah. And think about, it didn't take you 15 minutes to get to the point where you are, where you're deciding to make a lifestyle change, right? It took however many years for you to get to that point. So it's going to take a good amount of time to get to the point where you can keto without necessarily thinking about it, where you can, you know, start feeling all of the benefits and having all of the, you know, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And this does take time and you will have to adjust and you have to give yourself grace when you fall off the wagon and then get back up again and go at a ham again.
And the thing you said that you've lost so far doing this 11 kilos. So say you don't say, you know, translated to pounds, that's 22 pounds. Give or take, you know. So basically you're looking at that as like, say the next month you only lose 2 pounds. So what?
That's okay.
That's perfectly
That's still
fine.
Progress.
Yes.
Or, you know, you're going to hit a point where maybe you don't lose any more weight.
Maybe you even backtrack a little bit. That's going to be, the body does weird. Like I've done fasting where I fasted for 2 weeks and lost every single day. The last day of the fast, gained like 5 pounds. And all I'm drinking is water and maybe some electrolytes. There was no reason to gain 5 pounds, but the body does what the body is going to do. And you can't sit there and go, what can I do differently? I couldn't eat less than I did.
True.
Because I didn't eat anything. And I was weighing in the beginning of the day, the very beginning of the morning. So I wasn't having any intake before weighing. So it wasn't like I like dreamed about eating a cake and gained 10 pounds or 5 pounds or whatever it was.
That would be me.
Yeah.
He dreams about eating a cake.
I dream about like smoking cigarettes for some weird
weight.
reason. I haven't smoked cigarettes in like 15 years.
I dreamed about a mouse running across my neck the other day.
Oh yeah, you did. And you were weirded out by it.
Awful. Anyway.
But I hope, you know, he says thank you for the advice. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Take a look at the content. Look at the content that we have. We got like 600 videos. They're not all.
There's a few.
There's a few. We've got a bunch of lives. We'll do this again.
Every Tuesday.
We will do this again every Tuesday.
We'll see.
Every Tuesday.
I may or may not be in this couch.
You'll be on the couch.
I might.
But anyway, with that being said, I want to say, or at least start the Midwest goodbye.
Right.
I had to do that on Saturday with the meetup with all of you wonderful people. Well, I started the Midwest goodbye because I could tell that Charlie was ready to go, and Jackie's Jackie, so she's whatever. And then it's like, well, let's go ahead and get this started. So give everybody the hugs, start walking around, saying goodbye, getting hugs, pictures, all the things, even though we'd already done all that. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here tonight. Thank you for the kind words. She and I have a lot of stuff to talk about. If you're catching the replay, you know exactly what we're talking about. So thank you for all the people who support us.
We really do appreciate every one of you guys.
Whether you're subscribing, sharing the content, commenting on all the videos, being here in the chats, all of our members, thank you so very, very much for that. We do totally appreciate you. Yes, Charlie had a leprechaun catcher to make. Totally said not a leprechaun.
Not a leprechaun trap.
Yes. My favorite is taco stuff is an avocado.
Yes.
Avocado.
I like that. What did they have? Like avocado earrings.
Avocado.
And then,
avocado.
and then their
and then-
avocado. That
yeah.
was a cute commercial. Anyway.
But anyway, we are out of here. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
We have a date night next Monday, so we will see you next Tuesday. You can count on it. We'll be here. We love you. Until next time.
Bye.